We do GovHack because governance is hard. And it's hard enough as it is in blockchain and decentralized, doing it in a remote way with people all over the team that have sporadic ways of interacting. And why we do GovHack in person is to get everybody together. And what normally would take 6 months to crack, you can get everybody around the table, have those deep, potent conversations fast. We do it so that we can get more and higher quality proposals to the DAO. That's it.
Great. What's the goal for GovHack Brussels?
So GovHack Brussels, we want to build on the success of what we did in Denver 3 months ago. And there are a couple of elements that we're really doubling down on this time. The expert pit stop. We found that getting delegate attention, getting attention of people who have high context in and around the DAO is hard. And what we want to do with GovHack is have an inclusive environment that the old guard, the mid guard, the new guard can come and find a home. Out there in crypto it's Wild West, all these different protocols competing for attention, mercenary capital, people floating in and out different places. GovHack, we're establishing a rhythm of IRL opportunities where core contributors and people who want to be contributors and build in a stable ecosystem where there's leading edge technology and there's people who want to contribute for the long term can find a home. And so we're creating this regular opportunity with the GovHacks that people can meet all the key people, get unlocked in ways that you've been stuck, and build your proposals and get those in a form that's relevant to the DAO. Yeah.
Great.
One of the problems that I see in Arbitrum and have personally experienced is I think the balance in the DAO, in many DAOs, but from my experience in Arbitrum DAO, is you have to put a huge amount of upfront work and labor and speculative effort for free to try and find your place. And I don't think this is good, and I don't think this is a good long-term trajectory for a new paradigm, a new way of working. If we look at big hierarchical organizations like a IBM or a Amazon, the DAO is an experimental place where we can be doing things differently. But we can't make it 5 times as hard to get paid. It's actually, you've got the decentralization, we're getting the fairness, but we're not getting the right incentivization mechanism to attract top talents that would actually find a home and work in and around the DAO. So my hope for Arbitrum this year is we work out the structures that we can onboard the top talent, make it easy, reduce the friction to get going and participate in the DAO, and for the DAO to start to establish a rhythm, a cadence in the way that it operates. So we actually start to feel on a human level the organizational structure is supporting predictable ways of working that's yielding high performance, and we start to strip out all of this inefficiency and all of this friction in the system. Yeah, and I think GovHacks is a critical part to play in that because each time, people can really feel the contrast every time they come to a GovHack of okay, this is what high performance, this is what high productivity looks like in getting shit done. And they can feel really acutely when we go back to the forum and we struggle and we battle or chatting, endless conversations in Telegram, that we can start to find actually, it's not IRL or online, it's IRL plus online. And we need to find what that hybrid way of working is for DAOs. And I'm excited for Arbitrum as one of the leading DAOs out there to be at the forefront pioneering this new way of working. What excites me about Arbitrum is freedom. If you look on crypto Twitter, you'll often hear the refrain, Arbitrum is freedom, Arbitrum is home, Arbitrum is family. If we double click on Arbitrum is freedom, it's very much a place, if you've got an idea that has merit, there's people who are willing to listen. They may challenge you on it, they're not going to just take your idea as, oh, that's great, and be a yes man and pat you on the back. They will help you in a good way, critique it and shape it and find something that's actually going to be robust. There's a refrain that I heard about one of the delegates which I really love, which is he's like the annoying uncle who will tell you where you've gone wrong and make you do things correctly. And I thought that was fantastic when I heard that, right? So, you know, who doesn't want to be around like a high-performing cohort of talented people, right? So you may have one slice of the pie in your idea, like myself, yeah, running hackathons, you're running these kind of experiences. But what I've been learning since I've been coming to Arbitrum is like, okay, what does it take to do that for a DAO, and what are the differences in that? And I'm open and receptive. So I find more that I'd spend time in Arbitrum is a place of, if you've got something that's has merit, you have the freedom to keep doing it. If people like it, they'll keep doubling down and funding what works. So one way to think about DAOs is there's a plurality of different bets that people were making. There's no one singular way that the DAO is going, but if you're doing something good, good bets are rewarded, and bad bets that aren't doing well don't get funded and get dampened out of the system. So we amplify the good and we dampen the bad and cut that out. And I think that's a really useful frame, a way to think about DAOs and how they operate and what they do. So that's what excites me about Arbitrum. A space for opportunity. Either you're bringing the opportunity and others will rally around you and help you create it and make it real, or you'll discover other opportunities to pair up with other people and contribute to what they're doing or back and promote what they're doing. Very much feels like a virtuous upward spiral of people contributing, and that's inspiring. I used to work at IBM, and there was I ran a hackathon for IBM, and one of the other senior leaders made a comment to me after she was hearing some of my ideas. She was like, wow, at IBM it's like, so with you, Klaus, is like a canvas, and we're letting you paint in this tiny little square in the bottom. And it hit me when she said this, because it was very real. I have a lot of creativity, a lot of things that I want to create and put out into the world. And within that big hierarchical structure, all of the thinking work was done in the US, and me out in New Zealand had no autonomy to be creative and bring things. All I had to do was follow the US playbook, and that's the way that big hierarchical distributed structure worked. Now, very much in Arbitrum is not like that. There's no central place that you have to top-down receive instructions. And so for me, if you've got a good idea, bottom up, you can raise that and you can rally support around it. And that's what I did with GovHack. And I want that opportunity, like what I was able to create for myself in this environment. I want to make that, democratize that, and make that available to like many others who want to find a home for that level of creativity. It's good. Yeah. I got a proper sleep, 7 hours. And yeah, feeling pretty human today, and I feel calm actually and relaxed because there's so much capability, so much talent in and around this DAO, and people just getting on with it. People are getting shit done, they're building good stuff, they're matchmaking, they're finding their experts, the old guard's meeting the new guard, like everybody's pitching in to get stuff done. And yeah, my work is done to get everybody in the right place, and it's taking care of itself. One of the ways I like to think about with a hackathon is you have all these individuals that come or teams that come, and they're starting to get their rhythm. Slowly, step by step, working things out and starting to get into that flow state and really start cooking. And where we are right now is we're halfway through day 2. And so teams have formed, they've got their proposals, they've done a first draft, they've gone into the expert pit stops and they've got some feedback. And now they're really just starting to like, okay, the initial ideas of scrap that. I just spoke to a team that's completely pivoted away from what they did before. That's natural and that's fine. And then other teams are refining and honing, and there's a little piece that they didn't have, a piece of the puzzle, and now that's unlocked and they're clear what they can do. I had a beautiful story just now as I was having a snack at lunch, where I was able to pair one of the Arbitrum protocols with somebody else who's building a developer relations program. And because I have enough awareness, we do these 1-minute playbacks of all the teams. And so everybody, we get a sense of all of the different ideas that are alive and bubbling in the room. I was aware that there were 2 people in 2 groups that I needed to bring together. And so I just brought them together, the exact people that she needs to do her discovery and validation around her new proposal. So I'm excited when I see those kind of magical moments. And the teams right now, they're working their asses off. They're burning that midnight oil. they know everything's on the line to get it done before 9:15 a.m. tomorrow morning. And this is a key opportunity for them to, get visibility on their ideas and things that may be hard or fall flat or disappear when you're just typing them onto the forum. Yeah, I'm excited. People are working hard, people are staying focused. Yeah, they're doing it. I'd like to see on day 3 people proud of themselves and celebrating like, hey, you just came and gave 3 days of your life to working in this new paradigm, blockchain, crypto, DAOs, Arbitrum DAO in particular. And that's something to be proud of. Like, not everybody's doing that. Other people are out going to parties and festivals and, hey, you're in a hackathon on decentralized governance for blockchains and, yeah, doing epic work like that. So for me, that's something to be proud of. On day 3, I'd also love people to be thinking about what you've just done here is just the start of a long-term journey. Stick around with Arbitrum and make use of all of the support systems that are available beyond GovHack. Join the Telegram groups, join the working groups, start a working group, continue the conversations with the people that you've met here, right? So getting a proposal done is not a one shot and it's done. It's a journey. It's going to take you, 8 to 12 weeks to get something really meaningful across the DAO. And you should be thinking about your journey, taking 6 months to really starting to get your feet and your rhythm as a person who's a DAO contributor.